Another one. Yeah, there's another one of these My Little Pony RPGs. And apparently there's even more that we didn't even know about. Who'da thunk? Hey there, and welcome to a Lore Ramblings episode. The name is Adam.
I'm into and yeah, we're doing it's the second one we've found, but I think it was the first one. It's My Little Pony Tales of Equestria.
And it has a very interesting backstory. See, what happened was this would not have existed were it not for the efforts of a fellow by the name of Alessio Calvatore, who, if you don't know who that is, he had a pretty big history in not TTRPG writing. He's not like, say, a White Wolf alumni. He's not like anyone who's worked on Gamma World or D&D. This dude cut his teeth in Warhammer Fantasy.
D- to to be more specific, he designed he was one of the designers for Mordheim,
Yes,
the
he was.
skirmish game that has been massively influential on I'd say just how you do sort of grim dark skirmish games from let's say Frostgrave to, well, literally Trench Crusade. Some of the people who worked on it
Trench
did do their
Crusade
stuff on
legitimately
Mordheim.
tried to cynically exploit Mordheim because it was coming back into popular consciousness. Another one that I would use is Necromunda to a degree.
He did not do
He did
Necromunda, and that's
not,
its own
but
thing.
the
He's
same
done. He
concept.
helped to make what was it Kings of War,
He
which
did
is
do Kings
was
of
the
War.
game done by Mantic, which is basically its own version of Warhammer Fantasy. A little bit different, somewhat more high end. Um, there's no Empire. There's more
Did
like
he ever work on Warmahordes?
he did not work on Warhammer Hordes.
I do know he
Uh,
worked on Lord of the Rings, and
he
I
is
know
specific.
this because he was such a mark that he and the GW lads, they were some of the Rohirrim got killed by the Mumakil, which I'm showing right here. He's the really tall guy, if you're wondering.
Tall guy on the right
That's
or on the left.
Alessio. That's the guy who wrote the My Little Pony RPG. Not for himself, but for his daughter, actually, if you're wondering.
Ironic that he would just being a rider of horses to end up becoming a um
Writer of horses.
of horse. Yeah. So yeah, the image it's I believe it's um Alessio's on the left. Then I think it's Brian Nelson, and then it's the Perry twins, who are well-known designers of uh,
They do a lot of British miniatures. Like, if you've ever wanted to do
historical.
War of the Roses or like the English
Yeah.
Civil War, like if you do Pike and Shot, these are the guys they usually hired on for that. Also, didn't they work on Bretonia, or am I confusing that with a different couple?
I don't know. Maybe they did do Bretonia as well. Let me
I'm not.
quickly check
I
here.
could be wrong. I think it might have been a different couple, but I. It feels like something they would do because of the whole Arthurian legend.
Um, let's
This is
see.
supposition. I'm not into
So
who does
yeah,
this.
the thing is that um, and the reason why they're here, they were responsible for creating the Lord of the Rings miniature game
Which,
and
if you're wondering,
bringing
Matt
it.
Ward cut his teeth on that.
I did not know that.
Matt Ward started in
Surprising.
Lord of the Rings. He had a stint in there before he got his hands on 4th edition. Speaking of which,
And it,
because of that, they decided to do a little bit of a cheeky self insert because these characters canonically get killed during the attack by the Southrons. And, well, in the Mumakil minis, if you actually zoom in on the bottom, let me actually expand the size of it. See those dead Rohirrim down there? That's their characters. That's their characters
they
after they got stomped
they
on.
they sculpted their own deaths. Uh, the so the thing is, so it would have been uh, Brian Elson and Alessio who I think made the rules, and the Perrys made the miniatures. And fun fact with that, they were able to get images of the characters and all that before it would have been released to the public. So they had tight NDAs. And now they're forced only based on the image stills to craft a three-dimensional model.
And
And I
I
do have
think
to
they
say they
did a
did a
pretty
good
good
job.
job. Yeah. It's a pretty good looking model. There's a reason why GW still prints the Lord of the Rings minis. Mainly because it's actually surprising how long a leg that thing has. I'd have thought that GW would have killed it because it didn't make enough money by this point.
It it still makes money. I mean,
It
they did get
does,
the stuff for the War of the Rohirrim, and
which is
it is overall,
unfortunate, but the models look a lot better than what the movie actually is.
yeah. And the thing is, it fits more with what these designers did, mainly because they focus a lot. It's almost like historical gaming, where you're not building an army list, you're replicating a battle.
Well,
So
that's
I've seen
surprising you
people,
mentioned that because Alessio also spent some time in bolt action, although I don't know what aspects of it he worked on.
but yes, after Games Workshop, he did Bolt Action, a World War II game. He's currently a designer for Parabellum's Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings, which is its own fantasy universe and strategy game. Operates different on Warhammer with these alternating activations. So suffice to say, he knows how to make a miniature game. He
That
knows how to
doesn't
make
necessarily
a
translate,
competitive
though. He knows how to do
and
minis,
a
but
yeah and
RPGs are
narrative.
different. Well, no, RPGs are somewhat different. The reason I'm going to give him a little bit more of an applause here is just because he was one of the writers for Mordheim, and Mordheim. The reason why people like that is not everyone likes minis. I don't usually like minis. Mordheim has this ability that allows you to kind of play it like an RPG a little bit, since you follow the same group of characters through battlefields. It's essentially a
Yeah.
campaign done on a mini sphere. So, with that experience, he actually did a pretty good job. Let me show you, courtesy of River Horse Creations, River Horse Games. Let's show you My Little Pony Tales of Equestria, which actually has a pretty decent cover. It does feel a little bit like a Warhammer Fantasy role-playing game cover, a little bit, if you do.
Well, what I do like, it very much is set. It's like setting. Okay, this is fantasy. Like you could tell, even if you're not someone who knows about My Little Pony, you can see this is some fantasy game.
Also, fun fact, apparently this is the better of the two RPGs. We covered the Essence 20th, which I created a playlist. If you go into the channel, you can find it there. This is allegedly the better of the two, at least according to occasional comments that I've gotten about this one. And also,
This though
apparently, it's
came
pretty good for
first.
amateur work. I don't know why it's called amateur, but I think it's because he's not a TTRPG guy. He's a minis guy.
Yeah.
But it just describes what's in the book. Uh, how does it work? It's for people who have never really played a game.
And actually the forward gives a little bit why. So Alessio wrote this game because he had watched every single episode of the My Little Pony TV show. I have no idea if he was
No, it's the
specifically
fourth
focusing
gen.
on
It's the
the
fourth
fourth
gen.
gen, or if he ended up going on a deep dive and watching it all. Um,
That would be hilarious because there's some weird
but
shit
he,
apparently in the '80s ones.
yeah, but he did this with his young daughter, and because he likes role playing and storytelling games, and he believes that the world of Equestria is perfect setting for them. He basically wanted to do this so he could play the games with his daughter, which
Well,
is sweet.
well, I'll say this: I think I could actually tolerate this sort of game much more than say Fallout Equestria, Equestria at War, the Hearts of Iron 4 mod. Someone actually showed that there was a third My Little Pony RPG, kind of. It's not called that because they get sued to shit and back by Hasbro, but it features pastel horses in a Sky Pirates style scenario, apparently. And I think there's another one that uses what's called the hand system.
There's a fourth one.
There's at least three. There might be four. I don't know why they made so many, but I think this one and the E20 ones are all you need, really.
Yeah, I do miss this though. I do wonder if Alessio has actually now played Equestria at War.
I feel like he probably. You know what Hasbro should totally do? They should commission, just for the maximum amount of pain, and because of the shit post it would be. What they need to do is they should get around to making a minis game involving the horses.
All
And hey,
cavalry
better yet,
charges all the time.
no, better yet, you know what they could also do? They could do a tag team with the Horse Girl racing game. Maximize pain. Oh, also, apparently there's Pony Find a fucking course. Did you know there's a My Little Pony mod of Final Fantasy VI? I'm not kidding. Some mad bastard got their hands on the ROM version of Final Fantasy VI and edited the sprites and characters to all be ponies. That is the exact moment where I basically said, "Yeah, I don't give a shit for this IP." Because
Yeah,
there's liking
that's
something and then there's whatever the fuck that was.
yeah. Although we do have to point out though that yes, this is thanks to all of the pony testers.
There are a bunch of pony testers. There's also two other writers, Dylan Owen and Jack Caesar. I
I
will say that
hope they're
Amy
good.
did
I
pretty
mean,
good on the cover art. I think she did a pretty good job on the cover art.
yeah. I think the rest of this is just images from the there might be
Not all
some
of them.
drawings, but I think some of this is stills from the show.
Most of it's going to be stills from the show. If you see new characters, that's by Luigi, and they look pretty decent too. It's Discord Kefka. I think he was. I think they made Discord Kefka, if I remember that mod. I don't remember because I mostly remember seeing what was it? I remember seeing fragments of them going to like the Magitech research factory. And here's the best part. They only edited the character sprites. They didn't even bother to do the backgrounds, so it was even lazier than you think.
Oh,
I could have accepted it maybe if they actually went whole hog, but nah, why try?
so they make a point to describe
Introduction.
what a storytelling game is. And while they do say it's a role-playing game, actually, no, it is just literally role-playing game with the narrator, the game master,
Hey,
while
they
all
didn't
other
have a
players
fancy
are
name.
no, it's instead the pony characters, the PCs.
He knew what he was doing.
Oh, he knew he's yeah. Uh, says it's best if the GM is a grown-up, like a mom or dad, grandparent, etc. The best size is for 4 people, the game master, and 3 pony characters. Ideally, 1 Earth pony, unicorn, and Pegasus. And yes, for those who do not know, My Little Pony does have subspecies.
They do. There is also My Little Pony racism, although it's not usually towards if you have wings or if you have a horn. For those wondering, in the first one, we learned a little bit of lore. Unicorns are the ones that have the magic, and the ones that have the wings are fast and can fly. So basically, what
And
he's
then
trying to get you to do is he's trying to get you to do the best way to describe it's like a D&D party, where you don't want to all be the
your
same
maid,
type of person.
you get your mage, your thief, your warrior,
My Little Kill
or
Tony
fighter.
comedy is magic.
Well, I mean, how we could have that? Tony Hinchcliffe isn't a horse; he's a bird.
I forget. Are there birds in My Little Pony? There probably are. I don't know
Probably.
if it'd
Well,
be in the
yeah,
fourth
no. If I
one.
remember with the Equestria War thing, there's I think like griffins
Oh yeah. I vaguely
in the My
remember
Little Pony
those.
expanded universe.
No, there's Griffin characters. I vaguely remember
Yeah,
seeing a couple in the clip arts.
yeah. And they do say no more than 6, which, given that's I think that the main characters, makes sense.
Well, not only that, but it's just common sense. If you're running a game, ideally you want to keep it under 6 because otherwise, well, A, it's a lot harder to keep it so that everyone's invested, and B, holy shit, is it hard to actually calculate and design encounters that are fair. Oh yeah, there are
Then the
griffins,
next
which
thing you
actually does make sense because remember, this guy also worked on Mordheim, and they had griffins in it too. Which means if you wanted to, you could get your Hasbro My Little Pony figure to walk up to your Griffin Warhammer Fantasy figure that you somehow didn't throw away after what the fuck they did in End Times, and go, "Hello, majestic creature," and that would be an actual encounter in this game.
just imagine you just get somebody from the Warhammer universe to My Little Pony, and just revolting at the concept of friendship. Why doesn't the flying ones eat the land ones?
I think one of the funniest ideas is just for whatever reason, the main characters of My Little Pony go to Karak Eight Peaks during the war.
Actually, fun story. So, in Total War Warhammer 3, there if you're playing as the ogres, or maybe any faction, you may stumble across a random group of multicolored ponies prancing around in a circle in like a village. You can
Oh
choose to eat
yeah.
them.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because they. This is also the same faction that does. Don't you actually find tomatoes and you could use it to improve your gut magic?
I think it was peppers. It's the ogres. They eat anything.
Yeah, I
We even go to
remember
Age of
that.
Sigmar. They eat. If we even go to Age of Sigmar, they start eating lightning.
Also, there's a section on for older readers, obviously. So this is a game that was
Yeah.
designed in mind for kids. This is actually something that you don't see too often nowadays in tabletop gaming. Is they actually what Alessio did is he thought through and went, okay, how do I explain this to kids? And then he went, okay, how do I appeal to older people who might get roped in because they have like a little girl who wants to play this, or like a little developmentally disabled boy who wants to play this, or a developmentally disabled man who wants to play this. This is how you do it.
Or somebody or a way to get the guy who plays D&D and is also a brony to stop playing fucking D&D.
This might be a great way, yeah. If you're unfortunately stuck doing D&D Fifth Edition until the end of time. Speaking of which, fun fact: D&D 2024, aka D and Done, kind of doing horrible. It's almost like the same problems that people have getting people off of Fifth Edition applies to Hasbro. Well, Wizards. Are they doing more race allegories with like the Pegasuses or something? I do know that donkeys and zebras are supposed to represent Hicks and Africans, I guess, in the setting. I know they did like a
Yeah,
racism thing with them.
in my last year after we had done our video and I had actually looked into it, yeah, it turns out for those who are not aware of My Little Pony lore, so the fifth edition, the current one they're on, basically did a Last Jedi and negated the entirety of the previous edition, the previous generation of characters. All the characters you know and love, dead. All the games trying to make friendship happen, dead. It's now a racist society, segregated. Nobody trusts each other. In fact, all of the different groups are just basically scattered.
Wait, what the fuck?
I'm not kidding you.
They actually went that route.
They did.
Welcome
This
to
pissed
this.
off both the bronies and the girls that like the show.
Welcome to our horse show about friendship. Let's introduce you
It was
to
all on
racism.
Netflix.
Oh, it was on Netflix. That would explain why.
I think actually no, I ended up stumbling across a comic. The character of Discord, the um,
If I remember,
long,
I think the
weird
dragon.
mutant
Yeah,
character.
Discord. I know who you're talking about. Doesn't he canonically
So
marry the
he's
shy
a
one?
yeah, he's immortal. She's not. He goes into a depressive cycle
Which leads to the meme of Robotnik
in a
saying
comic, not on the show, but in a
it
comic.
leads to the meme. I miss my wife. I miss my wife. Insert horse here. So
And
if you're
remember, this
wondering
guy
why
is
they
also
went this way, if you're wondering why they went this way with Netflix, you can thank the Obama administration because a lot of his staffers actually leached into Netflix after he left. If you're wondering, if you're ever wondering on why they push this sort of shit so hard, that's why.
no. I mean, I don't know
No,
if
no,
it's
no.
that or
Seriously,
if
a
it's
lot of former
or
staffers did go to Netflix after their time under President
yeah, but
Obama left.
were they in charge of the animation studio? This would have
They
been a
were in
Hasbro
charge of a lot of
decision.
there were. It might have been a requirement by Netflix. Although I will be fair, Hasbro is pretty stupid, so it's
Mm.
probably both of their faults. Let's be fair, because that is just I, I don't know how to explain how stupid that is. Like
Yeah.
I can understand wanting to do new characters. They did that with Transformers back in the G1 era, and that worked very well.
Well, the I guess the
It
thing they
didn't.
want because the fourth generation was so popular, they wanted to keep it in the same continuity, even though that is not the case for the previous ones. They could have entirely done a different thing, but no, they had to set it in the same continuity.
They could have done what's called the Ponyverse. Like you could do like you know how they did Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
which would have meant that none of your characters died of old age, given their horses was most likely in their 30s.
So what you're saying is the fast one got her legs broken and they threw her into the glue factory.
Threw her in the glue factory, just took out the gun and shot her right there.
Oh, like the one racing horse girl who's
Yes!
constantly depressed.
I think because technically that character is a racer. It's unfortunately fitting.
That's why I made the joke.
Offensively fitting.
That's why I made the joke because I vaguely remember that's the competitive one, isn't it?
Yeah. But closing straw. What's happening? Oh, I'm revealing the fact that they last Jedi'd My Little Pony,
So
literally pissing
basically,
off an entire generation of fans.
we're covering Tales of Equestria, and it's written by a pretty good minis designer. Like he's a very good mini skirmish game and a little bit of a lore guy. He's pretty competent. He's pretty good at his craft. But we got on a tangent because this is My Little Pony, and apparently the newest generation, thanks to the consequences of Netflix still pushing for Black Lives Matter, I'm not even kidding, there's still a banner for that shit on there, which is really funny given the amount of scandals that have occurred over this recently. But also Hasbro. Hasbro willingly chose to shoot their golden goose in the face and then get confused and why where egg? Where egg as they dissect the bird? Where egg? Don't understand. Where golden egg? Want infinite egg. Where'd they go? Uh that is my best attempt to explain what happened in Closing Straw. If you want a TLDR, we're talking about Netflix Generation 5 My Little Pony briefly.
But this one's entirely about what would be Gen 4. Again, the one that
Before they all
most
died
people
of
wouldn't.
old age, and the Chaos Dragon Man misses his wife
It,
Tails. I
it
miss
gets it
my
to a.
wife because canonically, from what I understand, the shy one marries him.
I don't know if they actually explicitly say it, but I would assume so.
No,
No,
fuck no, no, we're not
yeah,
Closing
no.
Straw. We're not bronies. We
It's
had
just
the first
when
time
we
we
reveal,
did this. The first time we did this, we had to get an expert for this.
and then I decided investigate, see what it was all about, and I can understand. Obviously, good, decent animation. Still don't understand why people are obsessed with it.
Uh, from what I understand, relatively competent writing, strong character dynamics, colorful, which attracts the autistic, that sort of thing.
And the one thing that, again, always
Oh
confuses
yeah,
me.
yeah. Galliard Groove also mentions that the crazy one, this one marries Weird Al Yankovic.
Again, the craziest thing for me is they have made an incredibly detailed Hearts of Iron 4 mod
That's what
and somehow
that
have the least amount of drama. And this is again about a game where they usually bring in insane and radical political ideologies.
uh,
How do they remain stable? But
autism.
speaking of stability,
AUTISM autism.
speaking of stability, this game's presentation,
So
because they
far,
immediately
it
say
looks pretty
what they
competent.
need.
Yeah, here's
And the
what you
first
need.
thing is not dice, a pencil and an eraser.
He really expected you to play this in Meat Space, which is kind of neat.
You need also pony sheets.
Which, if you're wondering, the book does have a copy of it, and I need to add it to the description. I'll do that after the stream.
And what I actually realized this here, a large section of it is literally taken up for portrait.
Well, yeah.
It is very much designed to play your own OC.
Well, not only that, but remember it's for kids. So look at the amount of effort in the sheet that you have to mark in. Part of it's your
Not that
horse,
much.
part of it's
Yeah,
your icon, part of it's like just it's not a lot. It's very simple. It's a very simple game.
yeah. You then have your tokens, tokens of friendship, or used by anything else. Beads and buttons work perfectly.
Or if you
And
have
then
them for no reason, just if you have if you have like dead mice, that would work. Pocket
Warhammer
lint,
miniatures.
Warhammer minis. bottle caps, old chicken nuggets that you left behind the couch. Those can all work as tokens of friendship.
Let's see. Then they go on to describe the dice, and they say where to buy them, either the Tales of Equestria ones or specific things, and they're saying look for keywords
Oh shit,
such
this is
as
kind of like
role-playing
Savage World.
dice. And I also like here with the presentation, they label the dice as well as make different colors.
Well, not only do they make it different colors, they also just straight up tell you which one's the best and which one's the worst. Yes, you could use the lacquer dies of your enemies. Oh, you could definitely do that. Random bones you find along the side of a road, you could use that. Old coupons you can find. Tea bags. Anything's a token of friendship if you squint at it hard enough, and you know.
Yeah. And let's say, so this also though clues us into we're probably looking for higher number dice or adding dice,
It already tells you
given
that
that,
high good,
yeah,
low bad.
just outright. And literally saying with the D4 is that it is what's pointing the right way up.
Oh shit! I
I
actually
have,
I didn't realize there were
I,
other supplements. Look at the cover on this one. It has the Indiana Jones font. Da, 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 da. It has the Indiana Jones font.
and then they do have
Oh, that's
the
fantastic.
other equipment, game master screens, supplements, and vendors. And finally, the one thing that clues you in that this guy used to work on miniatures, models to represent your characters. Literally saying to get them from Hasbro to visualize player characters and other characters.
You know, when I'm looking at these models, you know what I'm remembering? There was a K thread way back when where an autistic guy painted his ammunition in the My Little Pony colors to determine which one was which ammo type. I'm not even kidding. That happened.
Would would you just use the box it comes in?
No, he colored them so that he knew just by sight if he was in a firefight which one to use.
Fair.
Yeah, because
Bright color,
I forget
bright
which
colors,
colors.
and the other thing would be this: no one would know what they mean unless you were on that thread. And knowledge is half the battle.
The other half is horrendous amounts of ordnance.
So we finally get to creating a pony character.
Oh, you are right, Squirrel
And
Killer. This is already like by a country. Don't you like that Hasbro made a worse brand tie-in than this guy did? They did not sell their minis. They did not have a little ad for their miniatures right here. That's a good catch. This book is actually better at selling product than Hasbro was with their own in-house design.
well, it makes sense. This guy worked for Warhammer. He most likely worked on White Dwarf, a magazine that was literally made by the company to sell you more models.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, fun lore fact about the pygmies, which were they were not an army, but you could get them as units back in the day. Fun fact, they were actually aliens.
N-
No,
I
like
thought they
in
were
one of the
halfling.
White Dwarf magazines, they came down from the stars.
I think.
Yes, they did. But that
Well,
isn't
it's Warhammer
that.
Fantasy. Weirder things have happened than racist depictions of black people.
Well, in fairness, they were also supposed. This is like a '90s thing, I think, so it's
Mm.
probably not remotely canon.
We're getting
Remember,
away. We're
originally
getting more into
Bretonnia was a
Warhammer.
restive, seething fit. I think it works because they're kind of tied together.
In more ways than one.
What's a better combination than My Little Pony and the Book of Grudges? In this
Yeah,
episode,
I'm trying to think. Actually, I think that would be the characters gonna be helping a dwarf get rid of their grudges, like the petty ones at least.
no, and then in the episode, when all the grudges are filled, just have the dwarf die because the only thing keeping them going was all the unresolved grudges they have. Because remember, dwarves do just they will keep going, specifically if they feel like their work isn't done yet. Ah, my last of my grudges, and he drops over dead. What happened? He was like 500 less. He the only thing keeping him going was a grudge. You made him a very happy dwarf.
Oh, also, Mind's Eye here has given us more insight. Is that G5, half of the rights to Friendship of Magic was owned by Discovery, so they had to pay a fee to use any of the old names. Which- So they got in the problem that Transformers avoided.
how did they fuck it up that bad?
Rights holders.
God damn, they're incompetent. Oh, also, yeah, Bretonia was pre-French Revolution. It had like what was his name, like Charles the Corrupt or Charles the Fat, and it was filled with Slanesh cultists.
Let's be thankful though that My Little Pony was not licensed under Harmony Gold. We wouldn't have been able to see characters until the 2020s.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So, creating your character. So, what you need is this little pony sheet. Look at how simple it is. You only have to put in a little bit about of details.
And they then give quick detail of what each of the ponies can do. I guess strong and bravery is a type of power for being just a quadruped, while the rest can fly and use magic.
Yeah, you have to use them legs to do stuff, or else you go to the glue factory.
And every pony, which that's what they do, uh, starts at level 1, with you just earning your cutie mark.
Yeah.
And then you have your elements of harmony. Oh god, I just saw from the gallery. Looks like a Morkborg sheet.
Well, you see, what happened was Morkborg ripped this off. No, no, they didn't. I'm just
I
taking the
actually,
piss.
this would be a great shit post. Is to do a My Little Pony game through the Morkborg, and it has nothing grimdark in it at all.
No, no, it's grimdark, but your characters take the piss out of it and try to and actually fix the setting because that's like that sounds like something they do because it's that sort of stuff that you'd see in stuff like Care Bears, you know. Oh no, this grimdark world needs all of our help. Insert
Also,
montage of fixing
it turns
things.
out that the Earth ponies were biologically stronger than the others. So in
Oh,
a
they
straight
were?
up fist fight, they'd win.
Okay.
And so the next thing though is the elements of harmony. You can choose an element as part of character creation, which I guess do impact the game. Of which the elements of harmony: honesty, kindness, laughter, generosity, loyalty, and magic.
Well, yeah, you need magic because friendship is the magic after all.
But wouldn't that be friendship then?
Well, you need all of these. You need all of this to
But you
work.
need no, you need all them. You need all of them for harmony, not for friendship.
Oh.
Unless we're trying to say harmony is friendship, but then it's also magic, and we're now putting math into this game.
Oh, apparently that does sound like an episode. The fixing Morkborg does sound like a My Little Pony episode. Huh.
Just imagine they're going to the forest of the screaming torments and just trying to hug their way out of it.
So here's what you do. What you do is you pick what type of aspect you are, and then from there you pick what your stats are. If you want
So
to
if
be
you want to be
strong, yeah.
or brainy, in which case, if you want to be strong, you get a D6 in body and a D4 in mind. If you're an Earth pony, that D6 turns into a D8. Then
Oh,
if you're brainy, you get a D6 in mind, a D4 in body, or a D6 in body if you're an Earth pony.
so it sounds like you pick which ones you want to put in first.
Yeah. Then you have and charm is always D6.
Okay. Wait, charm is always D6? Okay.
Yes. Every pony starts with a charm of D6.
You also got stamina points, which show how tough. If you're a nerd, you get 10. If you're a Chad, you get 12.
Well, no, if you're Unicorn Pegasus, you get 10.
Yeah, nerd.
Earth Pony, 12.
Yeah, Chad.
Yeah.
I was taking the piss. Oh, and
During the
when
game,
things go wrong, you might lose stamina points. So basically, this is kind of like willpower.
yeah. If your pony ever reaches 0 stamina, he or she is too tired to carry on and must stop and rest to recover.
I'm sorry, my
Which is
child cocks shotgun.
which means yes, based on this, you can't. I'm pretty sure you can't die, but it is a kids game. You're not. They're not throwing out
Well, I mean, this isn't the
shotguns.
first time we've covered a
I don't think
game
there's.
where you can't die.
I don't. Yeah, but in this case, it makes sense.
Oh no,
You don't
Toon
want to be
also it
you
made
don't want
total
to be
sense in
rolling
Toon.
on like a mega damage table or the critical hits table from Fantasy Flight games and watching as your pony's head ruptures as an axe sticks through its head.
I'm just no. You're forgetting the funnier mental image. West End Star Wars game where they get blasted by an X-wing's proton by an X-wing's blaster laser fire. Because remember that does mega damage too. Ships. Remember in
Uh,
West End Star Wars, ships do an order of magnitude more damage than a personal weapon.
or the
So
technically
So
wait,
you could
Balin,
have this
we could
beautiful
well no.
mental image of Rainbow Dash exploding because a photonic torpedo blows her up by an X-wing.
We could send the ponies to rifts. Listen, they're gonna like the boom gun, or I think one of them would like uh glitter boys, chrome and shiny.
Probably.
And let's see, talents. So you decide what your pony's best talent is going to be. The talent you choose will be pictured on your pony by their cutie mark and will influence the life of their pony and possibly their name too.
Oh yeah. Because what happens is if you it's basically like it's the deed that earns you adulthood, basically. If
And
you
sets
really
you on
think
your
about
path
it,
for life.
yeah. If you really think about it, the horses have a very strong caste system.
It's not well, not only cast, it's branding and
Oh
basically it's
no.
how you're going to be throughout your life.
Okay, hear me out. I have the worst idea ever. My Little Pony, but you use the background of Transformers as a concept where you have the equivalent of the Decepticons being a bunch of ponies pissed off at their role in society, rebelling.
Meg Well, they remember when the Transformers showed up in their universe and the lessons and teachings of Megatron and the glory of the Decepticon cause.
Death to functionalism. Death to functionalism.
Death to monarchy.
Death to monarchy. Hail the tyrant. Hail our new tyrant. Just go full mask off.
There apparently I remember there apparently was an entire cult in which yes, they I think it was one person's power to erase cutie marks and ended up doing it for an entire commune.
Oh, there was?
If I remember, yeah,
Huh.
which is fucking terrifying.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they had a cult leader. Literal cult leader. Literally brainwashing people.
Oh, they're also
Like
ruled by an immortal god emperor pony. Interesting.
who remember correct
In the grim
has a dark
darkness in the grim
well
darkness of the year
yeah,
40,000.
who has a dark twin who sentenced the dark twin to the moon. Are we sure
There
we're
is
not talking about wait,
there's
are we sure we're
only
not talking about
unhappiness.
Glorantha?
No, there's only unhappiness. I'm just now envisioning because apparently I think her name's Twilight Sparkle. She becomes an immortal horse. So I'm just
Yes.
envisioning her on like the golden throne, like watching as her friends die and she's rotting.
Yeah. Except remember, Gen 5, nowhere to be found. She's dead.
I wonder when they're gonna have her appear just so that she could go, "Sorry, I'm obsolete. Sorry, I'm lame. Replace me with your cooler character."
We're gonna or they go completely the Transformers route, shows up one time as a corpse, dies, then comes back as the previous leader gives up her immortality for the other one to stop a hate plague.
Wait, does that mean the dark
And that
no, you mentioned the dark god. So I'm just envisioning like a severed horse head floating in orbit around the planet, the pony planet. Because remember, Unicron explodes, and like the only thing
yeah.
left is his head.
And then if we go the Japanese version, Twilight Sparkle comes back and then dies again. And then I think
Fantastic.
comes back as a robot or something. The Japanese continuity of Transformers is weird. Thank goodness we didn't get into that.
So which one of the
Let's
ponies
continue.
is the equivalent of Ultra Magnus? And who would take the Matrix of Leadership from Twilight Sparkle?
I guess it would have been the new character from Gen 5, but let's go on. Continue here. So
Also, apparently, one of our viewers had to be a bit blazed to handle this. I don't blame you.
yeah. So
Rate the main six as rune. Oh, that's the dumbest idea ever. I think I'm starting
wait,
to
wait,
understand why
wait.
bronies cross this shit over with everything because
Yeah,
there's just like a mental
is this?
comedy thing with this.
Wait a minute. The light.
It is.
Just take
Wait, which
the
one is?
light breakers.
Does that mean Discord's Yermal? Discord's Yermal.
Yermal and Whackbath at the same time. But yeah, oh yeah, Yermal would fucking fit him. But onto the talents. So you do get your own talent, which can either be the ones listed
Well,
later
I
in the
mean,
game or
it sounds
make up
like you.
your own.
It sounds like you get a talent naturally by what you are, and then
Yeah,
you get another
yeah.
one.
So Earth Pony gets Stout Heart, unless you've already have the Stout Heart, in which you have a Stouter Heart, and it's now a D8 instead of a D6. Unicorns
You
will
can
get
now eat
Telekinesis,
20,000 calories before the stroke occurs.
and then Pegasus get Fly. Basically, it's just their innate ability. Unless you have the talent, it just gets you more of the ability.
You also have quirks.
So this is interesting. Quirks are honestly something that seems to be a negative, something that makes it hard for you to work with a team, which is fitting for the show. But I also do like the fact that they are deliberately getting players to not make a character that's broken or just
Well,
OP,
no, like
and they
the whole
and
point
to
of the
role
quirk
play the
is
negativity.
like you got to think of it like because we covered Toon last time. You got to think of it
Hmm.
like you know how certain cartoon characters always had a quirk. Like if you ever watched Rescue Rangers, the Monterey Jack was obsessed with cheese and basically was like a Fent addict whenever cheese was involved. It's kind of like that, where you remember them because that's like their thing. In Transformers, for example, Blur talked really fast because that was his entire thing. He was extremely fast and quite witty when he was capable, but he wouldn't shut the fuck up. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then
Also, yeah, you're
then you get to
saying
draw your own pony. And I think this
yeah,
is a
yeah, you're
Luigi art,
no, I guess I don't know. It
or
is
maybe this is Alessio's daughter's art. I don't know. Or maybe he drew it
and that
for her.
yeah, could be. Um, and then you have obviously your own portrait and cutie mark and your equipment, which you start off with 400 bits, which is how their economy operates.
I didn't know
No,
they
they do not
operated on
explain.
computer storage. Does this mean the ponies fell for the AI scam before everyone else?
I don't.
The
No, I
Butlerian
think they're just.
Jihad, My Little Pony edition. Oh God.
Honest. So Gallagher makes a point. Part of the reason why My Little Pony took off is because you could put them in any situation, like Bugs Bunny, and it wouldn't be out of character for them. And I,
You're
I
not
just
wrong.
imagine, yeah,
I'm just envisioning Bugs Bunny in Warhammer Fantasy, and I can see him definitely doing fine before he becomes corrupted by Zinch. Because he would totally fall to Zinch.
yeah. But then he's a tune; he'd be able to snap out of it. Like
Either that, or he tricks
this,
Zinch and takes his
like
power. He tricks
yeah, the
Zinch and
skin,
steals his
the
power.
skin would be mutating, and he'd just take the skin off, put a new skin on. And let's see, you then get at least one token of friendship per player in the group, including the game master.
You're my friend. Here, you're my friend. Hands you a bunch of apple seeds. Hands you a rotten banana.
Let's see. Friendship is the most valuable of your abilities. Allow you to get out of trouble, but only use them once and they are gone for good.
Bye, friend. We'll never see you again. So these are like your fate points for those who
Yeah.
have played Warhammer Fantasy roleplay.
And then we get a map of the land of Equestria. including places like Vancouver.
You know what I just realized? No, no, no. I remember this map because it was
Yes, it
in
was.
the
Yeah,
SH-21. At least this section was.
the undiscovered West, which again surprising. You have an immortal goddess leading you.
Well, I mean, they can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, we can't stop here. This is bugbear territory.
Yeah. Which, yeah, no, I believe, yeah, no, they did use this map for the
They
White
did.
Four mod.
Well, not only did they use the map there, apparently, I wouldn't know because fuck that. Um, I know that the Essence, I call it Epic 20, Essence 20 uses this map too, like verbatim. I'm not going to criticize it. Like by fantasy map
Yeah,
standards, it works. It does
this
its
is, yeah,
job.
this very much like if you were to look at this. Oh, this looks like an enchanted fantasy area.
Also, notice that the north is also frozen. So, into the unknown. No, that's where the polar gate is. That's where this is actually the Chaos Wastes. Bugbear territory is Troll Country.
This
I,
turns out this was another version of the Warhammer world before Malleus was there, before Age of Sigmar, from the Mortal Realms. This the Chaos Forces eventually took this over. Where do you think Drogar came from?
so for those curious, you
Where,
could
where do you
argue
think the
that
steed of Abaddon or the steed of Archeon came from? I
there's
mean, they
also
had
the mysterious
dragons.
south, which is where the lost hold of Zorn is. Hey,
The
look,
lizard
there's the
men.
jungle with the temples with the
Yeah,
lizard people.
there's the lizard men.
Lord Croak wakes up. What the fuck is this? Rearranges the cosmology.
Oh,
Croak wakes up. Hey, there's the Badlands. Oi, what are we doing here? Why are these pastel horses here? Let's loot them and ride them. You got it, boss. Fuck. Hey, look, it's the Fent capital of Pony World, Baltimore, where you can get
I
all
wouldn't,
your drug needs.
wouldn't it be?
That's also where
Someone had
Skaven
to.
Blight is, probably.
Well, no, I realize that somebody has to have to done a fanfic of The Wire, but it's My Little Pony.
I don't think E20 stole this asset. I think what happened was
It's oh
Hasbro
no,
gave permission because
this is an official map, I
this
think.
is a Hasbro official map, and he got permission to use it. The dragons in the show weren't that different from orcs. Oh, you got a lot of shiny bits there, little horse thing. He wants it. He wants your bits. Also, give me that horn. I want that horn. I want to put it on my head. just, I'm just now envisioning them all talking Cockney, and it's fantastic.
Now let's see. We then get into the Ponylands. They detail the different ponies.
Hey, you didn't miss much, Jimmy. We're just talking, taking the piss, and having fun with this book so far.
They can live where others might call barren wastelands,
So they're ogres?
or just no. I think they're just British. I think these are actually the British people.
No, these are the Famir.
Oh, that's
These are
not
the
good.
Famir.
That's not good at all. Or no, no, wait. They're the Dark Elves.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're not wrong because there's
I mean, think about it. Dead world. You've got the dead-eyed expression of another Dark Elf seeing another scheme happen and watching as many of their fellows die in unending wars, and then the crazy person on the left screeching about how we shall murder for Cain and not Slanesh, or maybe Slanesh. Who knows? But yeah, they then give us
so the
the
the whole thing about having a stout heart is it allows you to basically go, it is what it is, or it cannot be helped. The Japanese version of that. Your house burns down, you get robbed, someone breaks your leg because they hate you, and you just stand there with a smile going, it is what it is.
Then we have the unicorns. Mysterious and magical, they are distinguished by the beautiful horn on their forehead. Its main use is powerful magic that unicorns are famous for, and which means they can use telekinesis, as well as teleportation,
I just realized these are.
transmogrification,
Oh
and stun
no.
beams.
They're also really proud of their. Oh god, these are basically Caledorians. These are fucking Ulthwani. These are
These are
Ulthwani
the
high
high.
elves.
Which, hold on,
That's
I'm gonna have to go.
fantastic.
The Pegasi, originally a tribe of warrior ponies, now tasked with maintaining the weather. If they're maintaining the weather of Equestria, if they work with nature, fuck, these are wood elves.
Fantastic. So we found out, everyone, that My Little Pony, if you put them in Warhammer Fantasy, would be most like the Elgi. Which means that we need to do a War of the Beard 2, Electric Boogaloo. In fairness, it took both of them to fuck up that bad, but you got to put it a little bit on Calidor the Second for refusing to admit that he had a problem.
Then they bring up though alicorns, aka the OP bullshit.
AKA, these are the Eldar gods. These are the elf gods.
Which one's Kane? Which one is
I think it's the moon one.
Aisha?
I think the moon one, because isn't that the crazy one?
Yeah, well, no, what? But brooding and dark, wouldn't that be like Morag Heg?
So which one of them rips out their eyes to make weapons of wars? Which one's the closest to Vol?
I don't know. I mean, we did also find out that one of them, Flurry Heart, was literally born as an alicorn. So the other ones weren't born as that.
No, you just become it. You can just. This is basically them either being
Oh no, no,
elf
this
gods or chaos war, demon
no, this
princes.
is the god. This is the elf gods from Age of Sigmar, because they were once mortal, and then they just, by virtue of surviving, were able to become gods. I guess this would make the white one and the bluish one Tyrion and Teclis.
So what happened is you're not technically immortal. You just mastered the wind, the high magics, Kaish.
Yeah.
They have learned to harvest all 8 of the winds. They have become high
And
mages.
so apparently, they have decided, yeah, your character cannot be an alicorn, just flat out can't be.
Well, yeah. Didn't people
It's,
crash out when Twilight Sparkle or whatever became one? Didn't they crash
I
out
think
when that
so.
happened?
I think so. You know, for the show for kids,
Yeah, didn't the full-grown men throw an ugly cry and crash out
where,
when this horse grew wings?
this is to sell new toys, like every kids show
From Gallard Group, the
since
Alicorn
the Reagan
gene
administration.
seed overrides your lesser genes.
And see, this is why they're not allowed to reproduce. This is why all alicorns have to be female. If there were male alicorns, that would just be wokeifying the setting and appealing to shareholders and disparate elements that don't care.
Oh, I just realized. No, no, no. Think about it. Think about it. Since the Bretonia worship the Lady in the Lake, and remember that their priesthood and magic users can only be women.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. This is
Oh,
very Warhammer coded.
they just take out the male ones and, well, to the glue factory.
Where do you think they get their magical ingredients? Oh, we're also getting some interesting comparisons in chat. So apparently the unicorns were British, the Pegasi were Spartans, and the Earths were Germanic.
They had a
For
Christmas
Glorantha,
episode
the Earth
apparently.
ponies are as Roland, Pegasi are Sardarites, and unicorns vaguely Yelm worshippers or lunar. I would say lunar aligned. And ponies are flying trolls.
And then if I remember correctly, there was one that's literally, I think they were changelings. I mean, that's either
Uh,
chaos or that's trolls. They're either going to be chaos or trolls, I think.
Changelings, like what? Oh,
S-
do you mean the bug ponies?
the bug, yeah,
Oh,
but they
the
were
bug
shapeshifters.
ponies.
So actually, no, this would fit better with our Dune comparison. They're the Beni Telaxu.
Aren't alicorns gods or something? Kinda. But no, these are elf coded.
So let's see. We're finally though on the elements of harmony.
Actually, if you look at the logo for those 6 gems, that kind of looks like the Wind of Magic compass almost. It's just
The
missing
eight
2 of the
points.
colors.
I don't think we had there wasn't really a pink wind.
Yeah, you got Akshi, you got Chamon, you got Giran, you got
Shyish is
Azir,
in the middle.
Shyish in the middle. They're death worshipping horses. They worship
So
more. They're enemies of Nagash.
they try to befriend Nagash.
No, how could your friendship destroy my mastery of the dark arts? Ah!
I should have befriended my brother than putting him in a fucking chamber and letting him die. I should have recreated my best servants not to be puppets, but to be friends.
I'm just now envisioning them trying to console
Including
Setra
you,
the
Manfred.
Imperishable. They
Uh,
try to give
yeah.
therapy to Setra the Imperishable to accept when he loses sometimes.
It's okay to serve. You're serving others and being an example to your community.
It's not
Immediately just hooks them up to his chariot. Yeah, ride! Ride, slaves! I'm taking the flying ones. I am flying to... Ah!
I mean, canonically, these horses get eaten by ogres.
Yeah, but back to the game.
Actually, if you're wondering, that's why 5th edition happened. Is that that these 6 got eaten by ogres? Greases ate them. That's what happened.
So, the elements of harmony have no effect on the rules. Instead, this is your alignment. It is
It's what you
literally just
try
your
to
alignment.
lean towards, I think, right?
And you can change it if they've entered a different part of life. Much like the elves,
Oh
or
yeah,
at least the
yeah.
Eldar.
It's like their aspects, or alternatively, it's like if you played Changeling the Dreaming. So you got kindness where you tend
Yeah.
to be a doormat, then you got
And,
generosity where you give,
yeah. So
and they
they are
go over
saying
it.
to, like, make... Well, not mechanically make it part of the game, have it where, like, you need the characters to play that part in order to befriend somebody or open up a chest.
Yeah, and it just kind of goes over the these bits. So that's their thing. Now let's go on to traits and stamina.
I do like that magic is the most difficult element to use as it can only exist if the other 5 elements are present.
Oh,
Which means if you're playing as an all magic party, you're just fucked.
what are friends? You don't even know. You're just fucked.
Yeah. Also, Jerry, what would be the human equivalent race?
I think it's the Earth ones, isn't it?
I mean, technically, yeah, but
I mean, donkeys because they're hickish.
probably beasts of burden in some way.
I'm surprised that one doesn't include it, but I think it's just they wanted to keep it simple.
You keep it sim. You, you make it so, hey, I wanted to play as the characters from the game, something like that.
Also, on
Let's
top of
see.
that, you could just homebrew it.
Yeah. So body, it's about weight, how much weight you can lift and carry, how tough you are.
This looks
Uh,
like something they stole from a SpongeBob episode. Like, remember when SpongeBob gained superpowers and they
they
formed their own
probably
superhero
did.
team?
They probably did.
I don't think they ripped it off. It just kind of reminds me of that.
It's the same thing playing,
Want to see me run
characters
back to
playing
that
as
mountain?
superheroes.
Want to see me do it again?
As we do again. Let's see.
Hey, we got
And they do
Salaryman
kind of.
Pony, who will eventually hang himself in the bathroom of a gas station after his stocks go down.
What I do like here though is that they do state characters in the show that would have these limits or like where they would be. Like they give the athletic ponies, okay, they got D10. Grown-ups D8, Minotaurs D20, dragons higher. Same thing for mind. Uh,
Yeah, like a young character usually is only D4, D6, not because they're stupid, but it's because they don't know everything. And as they learn
yeah.
more, it goes up.
Um, and yeah,
Also the horse gods have a go over D20 because of course they do.
yeah. Then you've got stamina. If you get the maximum you can have is 10, and after a long day trekking across the countryside, you are exhausted. That you'll always lose 2 stamina points. Or no, saying if you could have any number. There's no maximum. This is just the example.
So you use
Um,
stamina to travel around. You use it to do difficult things.
but it's also your health, because if you're at 0 or less, you faint, can't carry on anymore, and you need rest. This can be annoying as it can stop you from finishing a task. It also cause problems, as some bad guys could take you prisoner while you sleep, or you might wake up in a cellar or cage. That's why it's normally a good idea not to adventure alone.
I'm low key just envisioning you get to stamina 0 while you're assembling like something that's very finicky and cannot be disrupted at all. I'm trying to think what would be like a really stupid version of this.
Uh, Chernobyl.
You- you- oh, you got to keep watch on this little horse. Okay, can't do that stamina too. So
Press
sleepy.
presses the
Slams face.
AZ5 button.
No, slams face, passes out right on that button. Falls asleep, goes through the entire crisis just unconscious and twitching.
It was Nyatlab's fault.
That those hyper realistic animals are kind of creepy. By comparison, I mean like just in terms of the arts, it kind of creeps me out a bit.
Yeah. So
So
then you
this is
have
the episode where I guess she broke her ribs. Oh no, her wing.
Wing. Yeah. Um.
Oh,
So
and
you can recover.
apparently the bug horses become something else. I
There's
wouldn't
also
know.
sea. We've got fucking sea elves now.
So what you're saying is okay, so because this is actually the more we think about it, the more this is actually like fantasy. G4 is fantasy. G5 is actually just Sigmar because they have their own separate realms too. Keep that in mind.
Well, well, no, because they can travel through the realms, and the whole thing about funny enough, the whole thing about Order is we've got disparate groups, but we're all going to unite together to fight against the cannibals and the psychopaths and the monsters, the daemons that threaten our very existence.
Who knows? Maybe that'll be what they do later on. We might get Age of Sig. Maybe fifth generation Pony is Age of Shitmar in Pony form.
Well, no, as I said, it's the Last Jedi.
So which of these fifth generation horses are your Stormcast Eternals?
Well, they'd have to be dead, so none of them. Because that's the whole thing. You die and then you come back as an immortal, semi-immortal god thing.
Oh, by the way, also you can't just eat junk food to recover stamina. You have to eat wholesome foods. So you have to actually eat something besides chocolate bars.
A night's sleep will get you 1 point of stamina back, but staying in a comfy bed at a home or an inn gives you 2. I do like, yeah, saying the wholesome thing. It kind of feels a little bit like a children's educational entertainment.
Yeah, I kind of like that. So then we got friendship, which this is one of the pictures of all time. Here you go, friendship. It's not a dice value. You just have a small number of very precious and powerful tokens that you then burn. You burn your bridges that I guess die alone.
To well, no, it's just the power of friendship.
Okay.
So you can change a die roll. Um, um,
At any point during
what was
adventure,
it?
yeah, you could just say that didn't happen.
Yep. You give back 1, 2. Well, actually, different levels. If you give back 1, you can ignore and re-roll. You give back 2, ignore and test again, but use a d20. Giving back 3, which remember, let's again, you get 1 for each player and the GM.
You auto win.
So you burn a lot to just permanently pass it.
Okay, I'm just envisioning like let's say you have to roll a D6 or a D8, like you're pretty good and you roll like a 1 and you're like, "Oh." So what you do is you give back 1 and you roll another 1 and you get frustrated and then give me the D20. I'll put another 2 tokens down. I'm burning my friendships today,
You
bish.
just
Rolls a D20, rolls a 1.
though I do like here. This is just an
Oh god,
example.
that would hurt. That would hurt.
Yeah, that it's always up to the game master, and their word is law. This whole example here, while I do like it, I feel like though if you were playing like really young kids, you give one token to just pass the test.
Yeah, I mean, like if you burn like 3 tokens to prevent the ugly cry crash out, what I would have done as let's say the game master would have been, well, you spent 3 tokens, so it just happens anyway.
Hmm. Now, now
That's what I would have
they
said.
do have,
You gave
yeah.
me 3 tokens. That's an auto pass. But I rolled a 1 3 times. Yeah, and sometimes it just happens anyway. You use the power of friendship to win.
Now you do have here something that I personally probably wouldn't like, which is where to slightly change the story.
That can be
Though they
very
do give
annoying
it,
to manage.
yeah. Though they do give an example here. If you have literally tried all of options to, let's say you need to buy some rope, you don't have the money to afford it, you couldn't charm them to give it at a cheaper price, you could ask them to give back a token of friendship and find the money you need on the ground as a stroke of luck. Or maybe you forgot the rope at home, um,
Or
and
alternatively,
say
you
that
just
you
find another
remembered at
rope.
the last minute.
I'll never be able to find a rope exactly like that one, the one that's tied to the tree.
There's a bit of comedy I think you could play with this.
Yeah, you can play a bit of gags with it, bit of goofs.
Um, there's one thing that you should remember. Whenever you're using token friendship, you can mix them with tokens from your friends, and the more powerful they become. So if you have only one left, you can use more tokens to change a single die roll in an event if your friends agree to give back some of their tokens and throw them in with yours.
I actually
As
kind of
this is
like
the
that.
ultimate power of friendship,
No, I like
sharing
that
and
aspect.
caring and joining forces to overcome trouble, tokens are used together this way are worth more. I like, yeah, that is very good.
Yeah, I mean that's
Uh,
like the whole thing of the show, isn't it?
yes, that is actually putting the message of the show into the mechanics of the game.
Yeah, that's actually good. This is a this is a good decision.
And then you earn them by uh,
Oh, and whenever a new
leveling
friend
up.
joins your group, you gain another token.
Yeah. And every pony gains a number of tokens of friendship equal to the number of friends they are leveling up with. So this is not encouraging solo play.
Well, it's also encouraging talking things out, kind
Yeah.
of.
Another way is to behave as a very, very good friend to their friends. So good role playing, which they literally include then like a song from the show. Which,
Essentially this is like fate points where you can get them back
yeah.
under certain circumstances, and these are just examples of when you can get them back.
In other words, when you play Tales of Equestria, always try to be as helpful and nice to your friends as possibly can. Remember, if you smile, the world will smile back. Why not try this in real life too?
I actually
I
prefer the
want to remind you. I want to remind you. This guy wrote Mordheim.
he wrote more time. Well, remember Warhammer Fantasy, despite being pretty grimdark in places, they really do highlight friendship because remember, the most popular book series is the tale of Gotrek and Felix, two people that were bound together by circumstance that basically through their bonds fought across the entire fucking world and
And remember,
beyond.
the lack of friendship doomed the world to die.
And on top of
The
that,
lack of trust.
that friendship lasted beyond the world's end when Gortrex came back with Felix.
Oh no, he didn't come back with Felix. No, no.
Oh,
Felix is dead.
oh, okay. But he still remembers him.
Oh, he does absolutely. He thinks he's a storm. He might be a Stormcast, which he could be.
Which, if that's the case,
Atta-
then it is a friendship beyond death. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is for real.
And here's the thing: when a friend leaves the group or cannot make it to a game session, the group members do not lose a token of friendship. So that person is still a friend in spirit, even if they cannot be there in pony.
You could have said body. That's a bit of a reach.
Yeah.
Anyway, tests and challenges.
So tests sets the difficulty from 2 to 20, and roll the what trait you should use. Roll the dice. So if it's difficulty 4, using body trait, you roll it. If you score 4 or more, it's passed. 3 or less, failed, and you lose a point of stamina.
Or just fail. It doesn't necessarily mean you lose stamina.
And then modifiers based on if there's more of a challenge or less.
Has anyone
Which they
actually?
do.
I love the descriptions once you get beyond difficulty 8. Extremely hard, unbelievably hard, indescribably hard, almost impossible. You got to be kidding! Has anyone ever done this?
Yeah. Now, do make a point. If you roll a 1, it is extremely bad. You get to make up some
Comical
entertaining effects.
effects.
So this is much like Tune. If you roll a 1, you crash out hard on a tree trunk and lose not 1 but 2 points of stamina. If you, though, roll spectacularly and the roll of the die is double or more the difficulty of the test, then it's amazingly successful,
Which that can happen a
which
bit.
something cool happens.
Yeah, you got Flash. By the way, no fingers, no problems. So here's the thing. In the show, ponies do a lot of things with their hooves that do not make sense at all. They can tie knots. They do things that you shouldn't be able to. Now, what some people do is they decide to do little stupid gimmicks that give them hands. But the general rule of thumb, or should we say hoof,
Ugh.
should they be able to do this with hooves? It's best to imply that yeah, they totally can. Don't think about it.
Also, yes, one of Mordheim's authors wrote this. A
Yes.
guy who is also in Lord of the Rings as an actor and designed the Lord of the Rings miniature game.
Also, if you ever get the Mumakil minis, you'll see his dead body underneath it. He's one of the Rohirrim who gets crushed in the Lord of the Rings in Return of the King by the Mumakil. He's the tall guy. Also, let's see. He is. I don't think he's the Mordheim guy that they roped into the greatest scam of all, known as Trench Crusade.
Now, he was involved in Trench Crusade. He's involved currently right now with Parabellum's Conquest game,
So he
which
hasn't
is
sold out, unlike some of the other guys in Mordheim.
Conquest is its own thing. It's like Warhammer, but its own fantasy setting and really more on the larger monsters kind of usage.
It's shooting for the similar energy that Trench Crusade did, but it's actually not a complete joke.
Well, also because they kind of started out as a fully developed product.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's just that they lied to the
We're
audience multiple times.
Listen, if they ever do a Trench Crusade RPG, we will have to review it.
No, I don't. Suffer, let it die. I wouldn't piss on you if it was on fire, Trench Crusade. What you think about that?
I'm imagining Ralph as a demon of sloth.
I'll piss on your grave, Trench Crusade. Nick Ricada told me I could.
All right, let's get back here.
That's enough Ralph posting, yeah.
Yeah. So they have said you can use not only just your base stats, but your talents for tests. So if you have the special skill of bucking, you can use that to kick down a door
Yeah.
by getting an extra die.
Actually, and for those of you who play World of Darkness, I have a thought. Your deed name is very similar to how these ponies get their name. So, unironically, if you want to use like werewolf deed names you use to play this game, why the hell not? Why the hell not? I mean, it's the same concept.
Yeah. And then you get to so if more than one pony is attempting the same test, you all get to roll your die and you pick the highest.
Which is also a neat way to
So
show
yeah,
friendship.
again, mechanically getting uh, mechanically intertwining it with the source material.
Also, I like how Alessio is writing this. It's pretty Alessio and the other two. The other two are also involved. There's two other writers. This is relatively simple. I could definitely see a kid being able to read this, and I am not lost at all. I think this is damn good as a book.
Yeah.
And I think this is
Then there's
and I'm gonna have to agree with the weirdos who like My Little Pony too much. I have to agree with the bronies. I think I like this book a little more than the previous one.
what the difference is, much like with the Transformers RPG, they're trying to literally throw everything into the book.
Well, not only that, but
You,
I mean mechanistically, I
here,
think this
yeah,
handles it better.
here's there's probably a way like Transformers that you could just replicate, basic rules, but they're trying to get every little thing in there.
Well, the
In this, it's
problem with
simply
with it is Essence 20 by its nature is just a D20 system with its numbers filed off. I don't hate it because remember, I enjoyed the Transformers one, but I think this one handles the mechanics much more smoothly.
um
Squirrel Killer. If Trench Crusade goes bankrupt, I want an in memoriam stream of just Adam laughing at a dancing salt golem. You know the JoJo thing where they do the torture dance. I would just play that music, just me laughing over it, just like have AI generate a really shitty salt golem dance animation
I mean, technically, here's
to
the
the
thing: the
tune of.
rules are free. The game will never die. It can't ever die. The rules are free, and it's miniature agnostic.
No, it isn't.
It
They're actually
it
suing
is.
people repeatedly over that.
Well, I'm sorry. You could just buy World War One miniatures, put some medieval fantasy
They're
stuff
they're
on there,
already
and they can't sue
contemplating
you.
ways to keep you out of games if they do that. If you do that,
Well,
by the way,
that's it.
that's
In,
you like that's the
they're
thing.
going the Games Workshop route.
They're speed
In that
running
one,
that. They're speed running that
I
really
thought it was
fast.
it was just an issue of copyright protection.
No,
Like
but no,
somebody representing their
the guys they
using
got
literal
originally
names.
represented Games Workshop, and apparently they
Yeah, but not
okayed
their
all that.
legal team.
No, but they apparently look at the claims and apparently okay all of them. So
Oh,
no,
that's
they are GW maxing.
well, actually no, that's different. If they're actually paying attention to the models in their
They're
community and
not.
not just simply suing them.
I don't think they are. I think they just lied about that to pretend that they actually pay more attention than they do. That's the
Well,
thing. You can't take anything they say at all with a grain of truth at this point. They tried to sue people over a style of knight armor just because they embiggened it. Even though bit by bit, the only thing unique about it's the fucking shield.
that
I don't
Games
trust it.
Workshop or
No, Trench Crusade did. The Maximilian Knights. It's literally just the style of armor. It's called Gothic style armor. It is bit by bit the exact same thing, just sized up to look like it fit on a Space Marine. The only
hmm,
difference is they have a shield. It has a shield, while the standard armor didn't.
I would have just made them have a little bit of a distinct difference. But
They didn't even go
um,
that far.
let's you know what? I'm sorry to say,
By this
we're
logic,
eventually
Wolfenstein.
we are gonna have to play a game of Trench State just to
No,
resolve all this.
no.
It's either this or we're doing the third My Little Pony RPG.
Yeah, we're doing that one instead. I'm sorry, you're not winning on that.
Damn. Well, much like that in this game, impossible tests. What happens if there's an impossible test, like trying to get somebody to simply play a fucking miniature game? So if you have a body of D8 and you have no chance of rolling a 10, you can still try it, as there's a secret technique called the exploding hoof.
Joke's on you. Tech actually got me to play a round of BattleTech once. Didn't last long.
Well, well, don't worry, it's less complex than BattleTech.
No, I wouldn't necessarily say no to trying at least a round of something like Black Powder
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah. So if you roll a 6 on a D6, then you get to roll a D8. It's very much actually similar to Warhammer, where if you have an impossible to hit ballistic skill and you need to roll 6 on a D6, and then you have to roll the actual dice for a success. And if it roll, and so if you get a D8 and it's maximum, then you roll a D10, and so on and so forth. Once the dice fails to roll its maximum, or you roll the D20, you stop rolling and pick the highest result.
Well, they actually, I like this. You could still try an impossible test. There is the secret technique that gives your pony a very small chance for success. This technique, passed through the centuries from master to disciple, is called the exploding hoof. When you attempt the exploding hoof technique for an impossible test, pick a single die of your pony to use. Yeah, I just like that that's this big shit post there. There's also usually other ways around impossible tests. Basically, if you run into something that's not possible for your entire party to do, that just means that you probably have to try another way, or you could try to do the secret technique the forbidden technique.
And let's see, challenges. So when you're trying to compete with two sides, uh, it's the roll-offs. Whoever wins the highest.
That's fair.
If it's equal, GM decide. The rolls are equal. GM decides whether it's a draw, and tell you the effects of the draw, or will ask you to roll again.
They give it spelling contest as an example.
And then scuffles. So physical combat. Uh, Sometimes you will have to fight. You should never. It's important to never seek out a fight, and if possible, to resolve arguments by talking.
Oh,
Trying to understand why your opponent's.
also did mention some other things wrong with Trench Crusade, just very quickly. They, from what I remember, it is technically not really open source anymore because what they did is they did an OGL license change bullshit shift at some point. I think the contract is really fucky,
It's basically that. It's an obtuse legal contract.
and they punish people who try to, because what happens are what they are punishing people who are selling models that are fit to work with Trench Crusade. They're punishing them because they didn't sign the contract. Where you want to know how bad that contract is? It basically tells them, "Fuck you. We have the rights to everything that you make."
Well, I'm pretty sure if you're consider,
No, but
pretty
even
sure that
outside, like basically, it's
that
really
is, and that is the
exploitative.
issue with the OG with the current OGL.
It's very exploitative to marketeers, from what I
But I have no,
understand.
but I listen, I have no idea if that's like specific legal language or if it's yes, we want to take all of the Trench Crusade products for us.
I think what they were trying to do is they were trying
Because
to
it's
slow boil.
copyright, and copyright is one of the most vile things on
I
earth.
think what they were trying to do is they were trying to slow boil by slowly turning to GW, but they were just too fast.
There's, if they're that, then it's an Icarus moment.
They're becoming GW. I'd actually argue GW has chilled out by comparison to them at some point.
They're becoming if that's the case, they're becoming GW circa 2050, no, like 2010.
Well, the company they used to auto claim properties on things like Etsy and eBay, yeah, they're
All
using
right.
the same company GW did before they got rid of
Well,
them for being too skeevy.
hmm. Well, let's see here. So you take part in a scuffle, scufflers, the same thing.
You know, a book is
Uh,
good when we're getting off topic. This stuff is actually this is a pretty good book,
yeah.
I'd argue.
And you could use the exploding hoof result
Oh, look, it's the bug
to help with
ponies.
that.
Remember the bug ponies?
So these are chaos elves.
Yeah, these are Drukari.
No, 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 dark elves.
Yeah, Drukari.
We're going fantasy, not 40k. So it's the Druchi.
Oh,
But the
Druchi.
Druchi are,
Thank you.
but we said the Druchi are the Earth ponies,
Fair
which means
enough.
these have to, these have, and there are sea elves, although they're basically high
Oh no,
elf.
these would be well. These guys become sea elves, I guess, apparently. But originally,
No, no,
they're
there's,
closer
I
to
think
like
there's
Daemon
two. There's
elves,
two different
Chaos
ones.
elves.
There's two different ones. Uh, I guess yeah, these be chaos elves. And then if you untrained tests, if you're using a test using your body, your mind, or charm, um, or if you need a talent but you don't have it, you just roll a d4.
Yeah, because you just don't have the skill. Like
So
let's say your big talent is you're a fast talker. You're capable of selling ice to an Inuit. You are capable of selling salt to Mansa Musa and getting double your weight in gold for it. Let's say you're that damn good at skinning the fleet at skinning people out of their money. But you don't know how to punch through walls. You don't have the big swinging dick energy. You're not the strong guy. In fact, you don't even know how to bust open doors. You'd use a D4. Or let's say you need to be able to talk fast and you're not a fast talker. In fact, you're actually not very good at speaking. You'd use a D4 because that's the worst die roll. The heck's this thing?
What the
This looks like something from a rejected 1990s cartoon movie. This looks like
well,
something that
if
crawled
we're
out
going
of
with
a
the fan,
bug's life.
it's a this must have been a dragon that fell into the forest of Avalorn,
No wonder they're
and it came out
horrified.
changed.
No wonder they're horrified. Look at the expression on Farmer Girl here.
Yeah. But now we have the talents and the quirks.
Ah, here we go. Oh
Yeah.
God, that intrinsically creeped me out. There we go.
What the guy with the weird face?
Yeah, that's disturbing me.
That is clavicular in a horse form.
No, I know why. Look, he has senpaku eyes. Those are the eyes of a serial killer. I'm not even kidding. It's Yang senpaku eyes. This is a person who craves violence. Run! Run! He's gonna kill you all!
Listen. I need you to help me with my car. Was she a great big horse person?
So yeah, talents. So here's the thing. Your main talent is the thing that gets branded on your backside as a tramp stamp.
Your brand, your sigil.
This is your brand. This is your coffee brand coffee tier
Your
skill.
no. It's your rune.
It's
It's your.
your rune. This is
Are
you
you aligning
finding
more
out
with?
you have the gift and becoming a runericky.
I just imagine you end up with the chaos rune or the rune of no the rune. No, you're the flying one, and you've got the rune of stasis.
Falls
Oh,
to
that's
your death.
fucked. Oh, that's fucked. Um, let's see. List of talents. Cloud wrangling is literally the ability to move clouds.
You,
Yeah, I
you
think
you
this is
control
actually
weather.
this is literally a spell in Glorantha.
It is. Jack of all trades, or pony of all trades. You're just kind of
Yep.
good at doing anything that you feel like.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What I would want with this is maybe some like hint at like what the mark should look like then. But honestly, I think that is it should be left up to the imagination
Oh,
of the
apparently,
player.
according to Jimmy, you were right. It's from this thing called the wood dragon monsters from the Everfree Forest. So yeah, basically they have their own Averlorn equivalent. Apparently. So no,
Although
you're
it is
right.
Warhammer Fantasy.
This is Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah.
Before this, so what we're learning is that Sigmar is actually the third incarnation of Malice. This being the first, and Malice being the second.
Twilight Sparkle is just Sigmar.
born under the tail of twin comets. Twilight Sparkle.
I
No.
mean, think about it. He had to learn friendship with the dwarves,
I'm just
and
envisioning.
he united the 12 tribes of the empire in friendship.
I'm just envisioning for no fucking reason. I don't know what the dwarf equivalent in this setting would be. I'm just envisioning it's the zebras because why not at this point? Who cares? I think they're Nehekaran or whatever. I don't care. But like, imagine the Battle of Blackfire Pass, but with all those bug ponies representing the orcs. Then you have Twilight Sparkle with a fucking
Just
sword,
with her
fucking
teeth
hammer.
just no, with the she just swing the
Galahaz with
Galmaraz.
her teeth.
Okay, I can understand if this is the point of like what the characters interacting in weird situations. I mean, hell, I
I,
stumbled
I, I
across a
could see
video of
I could see commissioning art for this, but I wouldn't make
I lit
mods like this.
I literally stumbled across a video, someone reviewing fan fiction, and one of the episodes was on a King in Yellow and My Little Pony crossover.
Oh god, I just realized you could do HP Lovecraft as a horse because like their entire thing is like you give them like a weird like runic scribble that represents like eldritch lore, like an eldritch sigil, like the
Wh-
yellow sign or
Why is
whatever.
why is
And
why is
he's
there
just, and he's
cutie?
just like an
Wait, no,
anxious wreck. He's just like an anxious
wait,
wreck who's
yeah.
terrified of anything new.
Oh God, that actually would be an episode.
and,
But
and like and there's like an episode where characters see from his point of view and everything is like a horrifying. I'm basically, if you've ever seen the Rugrats episode where Chucky loses his glasses and Tommy wears them, and he's like,
oh,
gosh, no wonder Chucky's so scared of everything because the visual blurs turn into monsters for the babies. That's the HP Lovecraft horse's vision.
but
No,
but no,
nonstop.
you see, why is your cutie mark a 5-pointed star with an eye in the middle of it? Because there were some things that ponies were not meant to know.
And then it cuts to the infamous jar. Just like a snapshot of that jar. You know the jar.
A nightmarish. I was in a viscous pod, taken by creatures from beyond space and time. They did horrible things to me, etched into my very mind,
I just now
into
have
my
the mental
skin.
image of the pink one trying to drag him out of the house, and he's like, you ever see a cat desperately trying to avoid getting dunked into a tub and like splayed limbs out? Like, no, no, don't take me out there. Oh, apparently
And
this is an actual canon character. I was just joking, but okay, I could see it.
they have
Hanky
a
Pony
Lovecraft
Love Cart.
character.
I could see it. I could see it.
Eh. Let's see, though other talents. Uh, so in addition to being creative, fucking force fields,
Yeah, force fields. How do they work?
the ability to fly,
Well, I mean,
healing,
flight's a thing.
knowledge, including pony
Knowledge.
law.
For those wondering, if you want to make a World of Darkness character in this setting, you can actually have as one of your knowledges pony law. That's not
The
the
ability
weirdest
to,
law they've ever had, by the way.
yeah, the ability to locate elements based on using your horn as a detector.
Yeah, you have your own version of the Spidey sense.
Speaking with animals, including were there those who watch, were there mammals in this setting?
Probably.
This would imply that there could be humans.
I mean, I saw hyper realistic falcon and hyper realistic turtle, so probably.
Yeah, they're no turtles are reptiles.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, no, I was trying to.
There's probably things like squirrels and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those. I think so. Yeah, those count as mammals.
Squirrels,
Um.
rabbits, a lot of gliders.
Yep. Um. A special skill, basically just athletics
Well, it's not just
or
athletics.
It's a physical thing.
Yeah, it has to be physical.
And you can take this talent more than once, but choose a different skill each time.
Stout heart, which
Let's
is
see.
basically Dowie's stubbornness.
Stun ray. Just stun your target. Telekinesis.
You know what this
The
means?
stare. You have the ability to look at somebody, to really look. When using the stare, you must maintain eye contact with your target and then make a challenge using your stare talent against their mind trait. If you succeed, they are frozen,
You could
unable
get
to do anything.
you could do
And if they
senpaku eyes.
and if you get an amazing success, they will obey simple commands.
What did they mean by this?
All glory to the Hypnotoad. But I think no, I think the Fluttershy character can do that. I don't know how, I don't know
Uh
why,
oh, I know
but
why.
apparent
Because she's the shy one, right? And basically like kind of a doormat. So when the quiet one that's like really nice gets really fucking angry, I think most people would pause, you know?
uh, Mind's Eye has explained that yes, humans do exist, but in a different universe.
Okay. So here's all the quirks. So you can also pick an
And tell.
additional quirk.
Well,
Difficult
no, no,
quirk.
you not just can, you must start with one main quirk.
You know,
Uh,
this could go many different ways.
eh, things like fears, bad habits, or physical weaknesses.
Uh,
For
so the first one is allergy, which I'm just having the mental image of like, oh look, it's a delicious, it's a delicious sandwich. Eats it, cut to the hospital, frothing at the mouth because they
yeah.
have anaphylactic shock,
Oh,
convulsing. Ah!
but I do this. It's like it makes your pony character more interesting. Nobody. Why did you use nobody here? Shouldn't you have used no pony?
They shoulda.
Yeah, is so nobody is perfect, and it's great that you can rely on your friends to help you out with your quirks, just as you can help them out with theirs. And they do actually say then when you do deal with difficult quirks, such as like let's say if they are blind or unable to walk, they might decide to just not do that because it's a bit more mature than what should be done for the player
Well,
characters.
there's also if a quirk stops them from doing something, you get a token of friendship because it's our quirks as much as our strength that makes friendship so special. So like if you fail, like let's say you have a severe phobia and you just can't fight through it, and you kind of need to do something in the adventure, you still get a token because you tried, and that's important.
Yeah, basically though, like if you are dealing with difficult, like allergies, and somebody in the player group actually has experienced an anaphylactic shock, don't do that. Don't bring up that kind of concern. Explore its ideas in safety. Allow players to empathize with their problems other ponies have, or roleplay their own struggles in a positive and fantastic world.
I mean, you could do that, or you could just as comedy value give them because
Mhm.
if I remember right, there's like a variation of some variants of allergies that give you hallucinations because you're just so fucked up.
But what I do like here is this: they're able to talk to people and detail respectful role playing and consideration play without needing to bring up stuff like the X card
Yes,
or other BDSM safety tools.
yeah, it's almost like you don't have to do this, and you basically do instead that. Sometimes it's a little too mature. Like the allergy thing I said with the anaphylaxis, that's usually not how far you're going to go with kids. You're probably just going to go with they sneeze a lot or they can't
Like
eat this thing.
they literally say your allergies are bad. Pony balm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and apparently the Dowie equivalent are these things called diamond dogs, according to Jimmy. I don't know. So
and they
the
fought the
Battle of
yaks.
Blackfire Pass, yeah, and the Yaks are orcs, I guess.
I thought they were drag. No, the yaks would have to be the ogres then, because remember they would have all been created by the Great One. So the ogres are kind of humanoid, which in this case would be quadruped. Therefore, the therefore they're kind of similar to the ponies, but not really. And we're getting too complicated into this.
We're just having fun because Mordheim man wrote it. So some other ones
Yeah.
you can have are asthma, which can culminate into you're just supposed to have like an inhaler, or you can't do certain things.
Let's see,
Blunt, which means
being
you're a
yeah,
jackass,
bossy,
controlling.
fear,
What
the
snakes? Why did it have to
fear.
be snakes? By the way, Harrison Ford is confused constantly on why he's named after snake. Why he is used to name some very new snakes. He doesn't understand that. Maybe it's because he played a character who was terrified of them.
But I just played a character.
Forgetful, self-centered,
M-
slob.
Me, 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 me. Uh,
There's options.
neat freak needs glasses.
Basically, you can't see. ADHD or ADD.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's two
Overconfident.
versions of it.
Yeah.
You got Magpie. No, this is the greedy one. Oh,
Let's see.
these things are atrocious.
The
I'm gonna move on. That
yeah.
intrinsically that was atrocious. There
Yep.
we
Well, I
go.
mean, basically, they've got essentially their fur, which basically it's like they've got suffering. What was it, first degree burns?
They can feel the warp overtake them. It's a good pain.
A good pain.
So here's the chapter on how
Also,
you come up with names
like
and the
also,
tattoos.
also, also, diamond dogs. Well, I mean, if they're taking it from diamond dogs, they're taking it from oh God, what was that musician?
I don't know.
It was the name of an album. Why am I
That's fine.
blanking on his name?
Oh, he's thinking about that. Pony names, cutie
David
mark.
Bowie.
David Bowie.
How do I keep how do I forget David Bowie?
It happens. I do that all the I do that all the time with Jeff Goldblum, by the way. I always forget his name. I'm always like I always have to think of several other things relating to Jeff Goldblum before I remember the actor.
Yeah. So,
I'm not even kidding. It's almost like a game. I'm like, okay, he was the guy from Independence Day. He was Seth Brundle, Jeff Goldblum. Like the more movies I have to go through before I remember his name, is the more fucked up my memory is with him.
so let's see. The name, cutie mark, and appearance are all linked to each other. They
And
paint
they
a
give
clear
an
picture.
example.
Yeah. So character is themed around firiness. The cutie mark is explosive firework. mix of red and orange, um, and use colors in the pony sheet using red, yellow, and orange pastels. You know where you can get your paints at? They're acrylics, not pastels, but you can get them at Games Workshop.
I
They're
just
little paints.
you like how you
Imagine
like
if he
that.
imagine if he dropped that in there.
That'd be funny. I don't think he would.
Oh no, what? Because Games Workshop might sue Hasbro,
Yeah, he couldn't do that, but he could always
and
suggest like
Hasbro,
getting an art store supply.
yeah. Um, their name should be easy to remember, fun, and interesting.
Yep. And eventually
Uh,
it goes through bit by bit. So in
Art
this
portrait.
case, the character that Emily's creating, she wants to make a magic user whose whole thing is making things like fireworks and pyrotechnics. So her thing's magic. She figures that out, and she uses that exploding firework and draws it on the pony. And then
I'm the
she
fires.
picks a name based on like suggestions because she couldn't come up
Yeah.
with one, and she liked Firebrand. That's how she came up
I,
with the
I I don't know
character.
if that's his daughter's name or
Might
that's
have been.
yeah. As soon as you come up, I'm a fire starter. You just hear the fire starter song playing.
I'm just envision. So this horse is compelled to cause arson wherever they go.
I'm a confessed arsonist. So let's equipment and money. So Moneyland Equestria are it's a coin, so it's a metal-based economy called bits. Now we do know that starting off is 400, and you most likely will earn 200 bits a month, plus or minus bits equal to the roll of D20. So what does that assume? I guess medium income is about 200, so you're starting off with about 2 months salary.
About 2 months' salary of what you do.
Well, no, they again give us prices here. So metal barding is worth a month's salary.
This is where you start kitting out your stuff for your fantasy adventure, which it's
Yeah.
really funny because I don't think they usually wear clothes like this sort of shit all the time that much.
Uh, a
Like
snack
armor.
though, yeah, a snack though is 1 bit. Elegant clothes though are about 100 bits. So the prices kind of vary all over the place. I gotta say, it's not very a stable economy, and clearly they haggle.
What are they
So
thinking? What are these horses thinking in this horse economy? It's like they're doing horseplay.
despite the fact that they have despite the fact that they do have cities and everything, it seems to me they really don't have a centralized bank, well, actually, or just a centralized currency. Or just not stable pricing.
Well, we did
Very in
compare them to the
flux.
elves. They don't understand the simplicity and intelligence of merely using Grom roll backed currency.
Why do they have a Someone explain to me, why is there a biohazard containment unit?
You can buy that. I don't know why they don't. Do they actually have the biohazard kit in here? No, I don't know
Uh,
why they don't have it.
I guess but I'm just
Oh, I
like,
get it. It's to prove. It's to prove why you have why you have this armor and stuff. Like they do wear clothes. Here's an example.
yeah, it's just more kid setting. And now we're reminding you of infectious diseases.
Well, remember this is a picture of a pony before battling the great plague bearers of Nurgle.
Member of the Inquisition fighting off the plague of unbelief, colorized. I mean, there is an Inquisitor who has a horse face. I am
Scroll
not
killer.
kidding.
Scroll killer. This is our friend Arson Pony. Their cutie mark's a burning house. Oh, and I'm Racketeer. My cutie mark's a baseball bat breaking a knee. Now give me your money.
And what's yours? One with a horse behind series of bars being shipped off to a different location.
Dave's trafficker.
Name's no, the name is El Coyote.
El Coyote. Name's El. So he's the donkey. Name's El Coyote.
No, no, no. Call me Ghislaine.
Jesus. As for levels,
Well,
here's how this stuff works.
let's see. When you finish an adventure, you it basically no, it's when you finish an adventure, you do level up. You might even want to write a letter. Reflecting on the hard tests, what did your character do? What traits or talents did she or he use? Um,
I like that. He's trying to teach them how to write a character journal so that you don't forget stuff and so that you
that
don't have to expect the game master to memorize every fucking thing.
that and it is also, I believe, from the show. At least the whole writing to was it Princess Celestia?
Oh yeah, because isn't the show about like Twilight Sparkle learning how friends are cool and stuff because she didn't have any?
Yeah.
I think that's how it works, isn't it?
So yeah, let's see. You gain a level, upgrade one of the die values among your three traits to the next highest tier.
This is the for the GM, so here you go. This is how this works.
So it's best to make sure that no trait is more than 2 steps higher than the next highest.
Oh yeah, and on top of that, stamina, the way it works is it uses a combination of body and mind.
Ah,
So if you have body D6, mind D4, your previous stamina is 10. Upgrading mind to D6 means it goes up to 12. And if you missed the stamina, if you say only had 5 by the end of the adventure, it goes to the new maximum because you feel
yeah,
refreshed.
you level up. You level up. Yeah, you get one, obviously the one token. Um, Upgrade all talents. If you have used a talent, you automatically improve it by 1 die level. And again, you
It's kind of like Call of
because of this,
Cthulhu in that regard.
yeah, because of this, you might want to record during the adventure whenever you use a talent. Yes, the same thing. Whether successfully or unsuccessfully, a pony learns from failure as much as from success.
Failure greatest teacher. Only line that wasn't dog shit in Last Jedi, that was.
Upgrade a single unused talent or learn a new talent. You can then modify your character's portrait.
Well, yeah, because you
This,
sometimes pick up new stuff or gain new equipment, or if you
yeah,
want to make them look a little more wise or a little less young.
yeah. Pick up, yeah. You also pick up additional quirks.
Well, you
Just
see,
take, yeah.
after the incident at the Battle of Blackfire Pass, Twilight Sparkle experience gained a new quirk. It's called post-traumatic stress disorder.
Oh,
After saving the
uh,
Diamond Dogs from the Great Yak Horde.
Now they do say pretty much level 10. Usually that's where you retire.
Yeah, by that point, because you
I
basically
mean that
it's
if
simple.
we're going, it's based on adventure. And let's say you've been playing one adventure per session, that's 10 sessions. And if you do them once a week, that's 2 months and a half.
So this game is a lot quicker than say the Essence 20 game. It is quicker, but I think
Mhm.
this is to its benefit.
But then if you want to play as level 0,
Yeah, do you want to
you
play? Do you want to play a small baby? Here you go. This is Baby Quest,
you have to play as the Cutie Mark Crusaders on your quest to, well, find your Cutie Mark.
which is actually a
How,
fun nod. So here's the thing: originally in Dungeons and Dragons, you were kind of expected to start at around level 3 usually because that's when you started getting your class features quite a bit. Level 1 was seen as a bit of a punishment, but not as nasty as starting as a level 0 game. Did you know at level 0 you can die to a house cat?
wow.
Your hit die pool is so bad, a cat's 1d4 scratch, even with low damage because it's a better fighter than you, can kill your character. So a house cat mechanistically, at least in D&D 3.5, can kill you. There's a reason why the common meme of doing level 1 adventures is cleaning out rats in basements because that is actually a fight to the fucking death.
Yep.
Like, I'm not
So
kidding. You will get your shit pushed in by a dire rat.
so the level 0 Crusaders, pretty much everything's at D4. Earth
Uh,
Pony's D6 for body.
yeah, basically, because you suck. You're a little babu. You don't know nothing about anything. That's
So
the
I
entire
I guess I
point.
do like that they have the whole gambit of characters.
Oh, apparently Scroll Killer actually lost a level 7 character to a house cat. Yeah, that can happen. A house cat can kill a pretty high level guy if you roll low enough on your hit HP gained per level. Especially like if you're a wizard. Like, okay, let's see. To give you an example, Did you know that as a level 7 wizard in 2nd edition D&D, you could have an HP die that's like 8? And by 8, I mean that's how much you have at level 7. Because you just roll that fucking bad and you don't have a good constitution score.
Well,
Hypothetically, a cat, if it maxes its damage in 2 rounds, can kill you.
yeah. Well, should have gotten out of the wizard tower, nerd.
Good night, sweet wizard.
Let's see. So we now get into the tips and tricks.
Oh, I like how they digitally edited in this this little My Little Pony adventure. Like they just kind of cynically put in a little, yeah.
I don't know, and I think that's just
Is that from the
this is an
show?
actual. I think they're reading a story.
Oh, I thought this was like here's them playing the game. Oh, and look
I,
at this bird. This bird is that bird is expecting something. Soon I shall get all the seed. Soon.
so again, they give more tips for making a character by describing what they would do in their day, and they, very much again being aimed for children, but also to make a point of be different. So don't be exactly like the same characters in the show.
Also,
Make
don't
your
be
own.
exactly like you. You're not the
Yeah,
character perfectly.
pick quirks that are reasonable. So don't pick fear of asteroids.
Oh
On
no,
top of
that could
that,
be that
part
could
of
be funny. That could be funny. Like envision like an astronomer
yeah.
pony who has like a telescope constantly panicking because it's like a Chicken Little situation.
Now that would be funny. That would be, or that would fit.
It's the
Like
end. Asteroids are coming. We're gonna go out like the dinosaur. What's a dinosaur? I don't know. Isn't that like a dragon without wings? Shrugs. Dinosaurs are all dead. Ah! Shoves
that
head
on
into the
top.
sand
Yeah,
like an ostrich.
yeah. On top of that, part of the fun of role playing game is putting yourself in the horseshoes of your pony and overcoming their problems. If your pony has no problems, then you'll miss out on this interesting part of the game.
Yeah, but you gotta struggle.
They say be creative. Failing is fun. Sometimes you will roll a one. It happens, and sometimes it happens at the most important times. You shouldn't feel down when it does, because every story needs moments of failure as much as moments of triumph.
Yep.
I can tell that as somebody who's played miniature games, yeah, you're gonna get those bad die rolls, you're gonna lose your games, and you want to have the fun of it, not
So
just
for
be
those of you
miserable.
wondering why I use my avatar as a salt golem, it's because I tend to get very angry very quickly when I start rolling like dog shit. It's just something that happens, and you gotta suck it up and move on.
Yep. Role playing is not a competition.
That too. That's something that more players need to learn, by the way.
Well, also because, and really it does help with the mechanics, you literally get mechanical benefits for working together.
Which I like. It rewards you for
Which,
friendship.
now, after this, have your players play Paranoia.
I'm just envisioning after Alessio gets his daughter into gaming, he then busts out the paranoia, going, "My friend computer, loyal and true, I will serve thee as a
Now I,
troubleshooter."
now I want a crossover.
I'm just envisioning. Oh god, that's actually an amazing shit post because remember, Paranoia once crossed over with Warhammer Fantasy for a while.
And Warhammer Fantasy crossover with or no, it was Warhammer 40k, but 40k crossover with Fantasy. And if we're saying that this is one of the original versions of the Warhammer world, then they would technically be able to cross over here.
And then it goes into how do you run this? Like, here's some terms you need to know.
And
The
step
steps.
one, read the book.
No one tells me what to read. Closes the book.
Read the module, gather your players, and make some ponies.
Yeah, if you don't know how to come up with an
Yeah.
adventure, it's okay to use adventure splats to help. Now, not every one of these will work out. To give you an idea, just the other day, to shout out Gallard Group, look at their channel too. They covered New Orleans by night, and that entire thing was a railroad. It was go to a place, get information from this guy, go to the next place. Oh no, fight, resolve the fight, or oh no, fight that you're supposed to not win, so you're guaranteed to lose. It was one long line. Adventure splats are not always good, but it's always useful to have as a reference guide to like cook up ideas. It's always
Though
good to use as a baseline.
they do state here, rule zero. Your goal as a group is to make your games entertaining as possible. If you aren't having fun, figure out why that is and change it, even if it means changing or ignoring rules in the book.
Yep.
It may sound, I do like this. It may sound strange in a book that is 90% taken up with rules for this situation and that situation, but we mean it. If a rule isn't helping you have fun, do away with it.
Not only that, but sometimes you just make decisions. Everyone needs to have fun, and in tabletop environment, everyone, not just the players, but the game master.
Yeah. And well, this brings up players haven't read the adventure. You, GM, are the only way their way of seeing the world.
Yes and no. There are people who will metagame by pre-gaming and read them.
If you're metagaming a My Little Pony game, you shouldn't be gaming at all.
True, but there are people that pathetic and who deserve to be mocked. You know there are. You know there's at least one person that's sad
And
enough to
that
do that.
and that sad person really does need some friendship. They actually do.
Well, they probably burned all their friendships in the process.
So they do. As I say, it may seem obvious, but it can be difficult to see exactly why it's important. You are the only one telling players what they see. It may seem at times like the players act irrationally or foolishly. When a player does this, try to think why. What may seem to you like an obvious clue may have been misinterpreted, or a player may not have realized what a word means.
Oh
Use your
God.
opportunities to ask them why they are acting and either give them information about what they were misunderstanding or perhaps finding out a way they are doing something you hadn't even thought of.
So just to give an idea of this example, so a while back I was part of a poke roll game, and the entire session had a series of riddles, and our game master very quickly realized that we collectively as a group were some of the worst fucking riddle masters humanly possible. It took us well over an hour just to figure out a simple color equals letter puzzle. That is how dog shit we were at them. To the point where he basically had to cut 80%, a good chunk of his puzzle solving, simply because he knew the catastrophic smooth brains we were. I may come off as smart, but when it comes to lateral thinking, I suck at it. So
I have been at the mercy of several Call of Cthulhu-esque campaigns where I did not know what to do, where I did something incredibly stupid.
I
But
have also derailed games simply because I don't think the way they do, or as Tech has occasionally affirmed, I'm actually kind of difficult to nail to the wall and kill in Call of Cthulhu because I tend to be a bit overly cautious, which can sometimes bite you in the ass, but when it comes to
yeah.
certain things like doing rituals, sometimes is very successful.
So, like as they say here, you know, if you're the GM, you know, work with the players, run with your mistakes, and
Yeah, don't
let's put a
focus on
player.
that. Sometimes you'll
Yeah,
fuck up and you just go right through.
yeah. A player should not make their pony character act based on what they know rather than what their pony knows.
Yeah,
For example,
so here's the
if
thing.
you're
It's what my character would do. That is an
yeah,
annoying excuse, but unironically, if your character actually would do that, that's fair, and you should
yeah,
go towards that.
but I guess they give an example here of the Curse of the Vamp Pony should not, as a character who knows that the title is that, should not, as soon as the game begins, decidedly research vampire ponies and buy a lot of garlic.
Unless they run a pony run pizzeria. It would make sense if they had garlic then. Like if they're a
Yeah,
pony chef and their thing is they make
but
pizza.
but like
That's
but you
that's
know
the
what I
only
mean.
exception.
It's cluing in. This is about vampires. Oh, then the vampires are gonna act like that. Or if they are, immediately reveal, no, motherfucker, this is World of Darkness vampires.
Now, the other funny trick you could do is this is something that I find is very effective if you have a metagamer. Like, let's say you have like you're doing Curse of the Vampire Ponies or whatever, right? And they're classic vampire weaknesses. And you have an Earth Pony that specializes in mining, and oh no, they conveniently got their hands on some silver. You got the pony chef, And then you got like an archer or something that's really good at throwing javelins, right? Like an archer Pegasus or whatever. What you can do to punish them is change up the adventure so they can get fucked by changing the rules of how the vampires work.
Or
Basically,
if you're
tell
saying
them to
it's,
go eat shit and die for cheating.
or if it is classic vampires, remember they have their Renfields. Have the mortal servants steal the silver away. But also, you would be doing this game wrong because the whole point is not to be in combat. You want to talk with the vampire, try to understand them, have them realize that murdering people and lapping it up in their blood is not the best thing to do. And in fact, it's kind of isolating them and driving them into being madness and losing their humanity. Or ponyanity, I guess would be in this case.
I was just envisioning a Nosferatu My Little Pony. It's horrible.
But, well, it's having fun, and that's the main part of the game.
And they have a little comic here.
Comic and doing an adventure. Where I think you're trying to help pets.
The Pet Predicament. And this is the
Oh, there's
adventure
a
that this
rabbit.
book this is the adventure that this book does. And yeah, there is rabbits. I told you there are mammals.
Yeah. You're trying to, I guess, help find, is it Fluttershy's pet? So it's also, especially for the player characters who are probably fans of
You
the
got
show.
no, they got to go to the Badlands, so you got to fight
Yeah.
the war boss. You got to fight the war boss of the orc horde down there.
But you also get to then interact with the main six.
Yeah, it's supposed to get people who like this show, like kids and
Oh, they all they
neckbeards, to
oh
fucking
they
lose their
yeah.
minds.
Oh, they apparently they all have pets.
Uh, I'm not surprised. Also, apparently, according to Squirrel Killer, Fluttershy's a vampire. Didn't know that. Look at that rabbit crossing its arms. It's not happy. Rabbit looks cute, but far from well behaved. If the PC tries to grab the rabbit or take the food away from it, it will growl fiercely and stare at them angrily, resisting any attempt to take them away from the food. And then you run into the character. Basically, you interact with the characters. It's supposed to bring you into this. And here's all their pets. Do we want to spoil the whole adventure? No.
No, no.
Now let's
Because if My Little Pony fans stumble across this and manage to stay at the end, I would say yeah, I'd recommend this. I also want to bring up this though. One last thing.
all right.
Page one was it? Uh, 42.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Let's get to 142. Where are you? The die charts.
Also, apparently, Squirrel Killer's messaging on the Discord that she was a vampire, and then it was fixed. Oh, not they fixed it, but never cured her.
Okay, so they
Uh,
give you die charts. In the next few pages, you'll find the dice charts that allow you to roll. So you could use these charts if you don't have a
Which,
die.
which very much is like, because yeah, if you just don't have access to it, I don't think I've ever seen an RPG do this.
That's interesting.
How, without a die, how do you randomize the whole thing?
So what you do is, I'm kind of doing it right now. You can't see it because I don't show faces and stuff. I don't got no camera. I'm shaking my head, and I'm gonna randomly point onto my own screen and see what I touch. Where are you? And I got a 2. I got a 2 on the
The same.
D4.
I got a 4.
That's interesting. I'll
I
do it again with the
I like
D6. This is interesting.
yeah I like this because if you look at it, it is random.
It's mostly
Actually, no,
random.
mostly random. Or at
It
least no, it
it's
seems to
not
go one, two.
it's not complete
No, it is
nonsense.
just literally going one, just like one to the end in order and then repeating. But
But if you don't peek, like you shake your head
peak,
around it, or you have someone move the sheet a bit, and then you point towards it blindly. I'm using the D6 now. I pointed to 5 spontaneously. Let me try that again. I'm going to use the same hand. I'm moving around. And what did I land on? A 4. It actually works, kind of. I don't think it's
it's actually
perfect, but it ain't bad.
it's clever. Like especially for people that again let's say you're able to get the book, but you don't have dice near you,
Well, you might have some
or you
D6s
might
from
have
board games, like from
you'll
board
have
games,
d6s, but
but
not the other
D4s,
ones.
D8s. No, you're probably gonna have
Yeah.
that. Oh, from Mind's Eye. One last Rune Quest comparison. Twilight is Lancor Mai, Applejack is Ronalda, Rainbow Dash is Vinga, Fluttershy is Chelana Arroy, Rarity is Isuris or Ezrelia, and Mickey is an illuminated Yermal. Oh no. Oh no.
Well, time for the Johnstown Compendium, Runequestria.
So you heard it here. Get at it, bronies. You know you want. Do you want to save Glorantha from the Lunas? You got to
In this
do it.
in this version, all of oh, do you realize this? What about when they go to Prax and they have to deal with the tribes that where the humans won or the animals won, and
I'm
now it's human meat they're eating.
I'm just envisioning Fluttershy getting mad because Yermal ate all the flying raccoon babies.
Uh,
She gets sad. Why would you do that?
Actually punches and spits all the raccoons out.
I could see it. The flying raccoons, not normal
Yeah.
raccoons. Flying raccoons, which are different.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's interesting.
yeah.
No, no,
This
and notice that with the larger numbers, it actually is a little more varied and random once you get to D20s.
D20. It's literally if they have D20. It literally
There is a pattern here, but it's because you can't do the 10 by 10, the 10 thing, the 10 grid.
I think with this you would combine the 10 and the D20. Or
Interesting.
no, no, it does seem random.
And
But
also, there is more. The last thing I will show is, and there's more. You can get what's called the Curse of the Statuettes, which is its own thing. And they also have a GM screen. And like I said, I will, after this stream is done, I'm going to edit the description to make sure because I forgot to do this with the book. I forgot
and
to
they
do
have a
this.
bestiary.
Yes, they do. They do have a bestiary. And you can also get tokens of friendship, which are just, random bits of plastic. And that is Tales of
Also,
Equestria.
Mind's Eye saying Sakura will be from Prax. If I remember correctly, she's supposed to be the black people. The zebras are.
Uh,
So wouldn't they be from
I think so.
Pamaltella?
I don't know. All I do know is that this is actually a genuinely pretty darn good book.
Like this very much is. It's clearly designed by somebody who has run the gambit of game design and knows. I'd say more. How do you tell a player how to play a game? And
I,
like this is very much a good example of saying how to play the game, but also the mechanics and the rationale behind it in a way that is very understood to all audiences.
he knew the target he was going for. He wanted to make a book that his daughter could read and understand. I think he succeeded. The system that the mechanics they use are pretty simple. It does not have long legs, like you can't really do long campaigns with that, but that's okay. The Year Zero engine, which is the one that uses which is the one that Aliens the RPG uses, also is not a good. It's not a good system for long campaigns either, and it's also pretty darn good. It kind of has a Savage World style increasing dice system. It's simple. It's really easy to learn. It actually has mechanic benefits for friendship.
It
You actually get rewarded for acting like pals. It
yes,
does well. The sheet's
and as
simple.
and it's again coming from somebody who doing it to bond with his daughter and do it in a way that reflects the show that he was watching,
I
which is a lot
think
better
that
than a lot of other licensed properties we've seen.
also this is one of the better kid. This is also one of the better kids RPGs because Squirrel Killer does bring a good point. This is a clear entry point for families to get kids in the tabletop. There's a bunch of RPGs that are like this. I don't remember the names of all of them, but I know there's a D&D inspired one. I think this is one of the better ones. I would also argue I think I like this one more than the Essence 21.
Yeah,
I think maybe
honestly,
the adventures that the Essence 20 ones do is probably better written.
probably better written. There's probably just a lot more dynamics to it, but this is a game designed to play with family or with children,
Yeah.
and you can tell by like we're not you don't bring children into a world of Cinnabar. That's even complex for adults.
Yeah, you don't want to
You
do
bring them
that.
in with this,
You don't
and
bust out Glorantha immediately, although the concept of having oh no, your pony characters get transported to the Glorantha. You're outside of Sartar. What will you do?
let's go to Dorastor. Let's befriend the ooze.
Or alternatively, as a shitpost, you're like, okay, remember this little pony sheet you made back then? Oh, I'm embarrassed. I haven't played that character in years. Well, we're gonna transport them to Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, second or fourth edition. No one talks about third for
No
good
one talks.
reason.
Used cards.
Well, not only did it use cards, remember it had its own gimmick dice that you had to buy. It had
Ugh,
cards that you had to buy, and it had what's the trifecta of shit? I'm trying to remember. It had one more gimmick that I really fucking hated. It had cards.
disposables.
It had
Tokens.
yeah,
Didn't
it
it have
had tokens. You also had to use tokens. Fuck third edition. I don't know how Fantasy Flight cooked that one, but clearly it was not done
I
well.
yeah.
I don't know how they cooked that one up.
Although considering we are on a Warhammer bit, I did stumble across an interesting book. It is for 4th edition, but
Okay,
it
so not
is
as good, but it could be interesting.
a Dark Elf source book.
Oh boy, Druchii time, huh?
Yeah,
Dare
we've
you
gone from
enter
something
the
very
torture pits of Nagarath?
we've gone from the wholesomeness to now we get to play as literal murder elves, which
Dare
may or may
you
not be
enter the
worse than
torture
some of the
pits
ponies.
and serve Cain and rip and tear until it is done? That
We'll
actually
leave
sounds
you.
fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure, fuck it. Next week we're going to Nagaroth. Have fun. It's gonna be great. Bring your pony characters. They can be tortured and mutated into servitors. Have a good night, everyone, man.